KB, I'm going to read a story to you today called Turtle Beach. It's one of my very favorites because you know I love turtles. The story is an example of a realistic fiction. Pause and see if you can tell mom or dad what a realistic fiction is. Remember, a realistic fiction seems real. The characters, the problem, the setting of the story all seem real, but it is an imaginary story. It came from someone's imagination. I want to make sure you know one word. I want to make sure you know the word conserve. Conserve means to save. So I'm thinking back to our Home Sweet Home unit when we talked about ways that we can help save our environment. And one idea we had was turning off the water in between brushing our teeth. That's a way we can conserve water. In the story, though, we're conserving sea turtles. So that means doing things to protect and not harm the sea turtles. Let's get started. A few months ago, I spent the day at the beach with my sister, Carmen. She is a volunteer who works to conserve sea turtles. She finds turtle nests and protects them from being disturbed. Turtles have always laid their eggs on the beach, but now there are lots of buildings and people here, she told me. We protect their eggs to help turtles survive. We'll start by looking for turtle tracks. I found the first set of tracks. They led to a pile of sand. Great work, Mia, explained Carmen. You found a turtle nest. We studied the tracks. They went straight up the beach from the ocean. Carmen measured the tracks. I drew a diagram of them and took some photos. This will help us learn more about turtles, said Carmen. Now it's our responsibility to protect the nest. She took a special kit out of her bag. So we've learned about the two main characters, Mia, who's the little sister on the left, and Carmen, who's the bigger sister, the older sister on the right. She studies turtles for a living and their nests. Carmen opened a large, thin screen. We placed it flat over the nest and covered the screen with sand. That should keep predators from digging up the eggs, she said. Next, we drove sticks into the sand and made a fence with yellow tape. Then we put up signs warning people to avoid the nest. The eggs will be safe now, said Carmen, and when they hatch, there will be lots of new turtles. So they're working on conserving, they're working on saving the baby turtles and their nest. 2 months later, we sat on the beach at night near the nest. We had waited there for a few hours each night for weeks. Suddenly, the sand on the nest started to sink. A tiny, perfect turtle dug its way out of the sand. Soon the sand was crawling with hatchlings marching to the ocean. We counted them as they emerged. By the end of the night, 96 hatchlings had made it to the water. I stared out at the ocean. Be safe, little turtles, I called. I'll see you when you come back to lay your own eggs. So that mama turtle laid 96 eggs. 96 eggs went to the ocean that night. I gave you a sneak peek on her next video, didn't I? Oops. So kindergartners, how did you love that story? I think those baby sea turtles are pretty cute, don't you? See if you can tell mom and dad, why do we help or conserve baby animals? And why is it important to protect their habitat or where they live?